If you're into Game Boy, there's a good chance you'll like my new Neo Geo Pocket Color series too. Every Thursday I'm reviewing a new Neo Geo game. Just join the PO3 Patreon or become a channel member here on YouTube. We've looked at Days of Thunder, now let's visit a simulacrum of another Tom Cruise movie tie-in. Now, this isn't officially a Top Gun game, obviously, but let's face it, it is, even to the point of mimicking the real movie games. The question is, how does Turn and Burn compare to those infamous NES titles? They weren't exactly the most entertaining of titles, falling prey to some really shonky controls and almost impossible landing sequences. The first thing you see is a first-person view of the cockpit of your F-14, and you've got to figure out how to get the thing off the aircraft carrier. Flight control tells you to increase thrust to 99%. The way you do this is by holding B and then moving up and down to set your level of thrust. This then starts the engines running, the screens vibrating up and down, but how do you then move in order to take off? Bear in mind, as your thrust is powered up, your fuel is going down, even though you're not moving yet. I was pressing all of the buttons trying to get going. Start and select didn't seem to do anything, B just let me alter the thrust again, and A, strangely, paused the game. I'm still not entirely sure for definite what causes you to take off, however the way I can seem to make it work is by holding B and pressing up twice, which gets the flag guy on the runway to move out of the way and get ready for launch. So now I'm in the air. The controls feel a little bit more instinctive here. Pressing up on the D-pad pushes the joystick forward, which lowers your nose. Down raises your elevation, left and right tilt the plane as you would expect. You hold B and up or down to increase or decrease your thrust, and now A fires your machine guns. All good there, we figured it out. You can change between machine guns and rockets by using select. This changes the crosshair so you know what you've got selected. Note that your rockets and sidewinders have limited ammo. The machine guns are unlimited, but they can overheat, so you have to be a bit frugal with their use. There are 4 numbers on the bottom right of the screen. From top to bottom they indicate your height, your direction, and the bogey's height and direction. Note that the direction is in degrees rather than compass points, so if it says 0 you're going due north, if it says 180 you're going south, and so on. With so little going on in the backgrounds, it can at first be a bit hard to get your bearings, but if you keep cross-referencing the map and matching up your altitude and direction with the enemy, you will eventually find them. Once you come up behind an enemy plane, it becomes a case of trying to shoot them down before they shoot you down, and obviously before you run out of fuel. Once you manage that, you then have to try and get back to the landing craft. You'll get a pop-up telling you the correct heading, but you can also correlate with the map. Now, the bottom 2 numbers indicate the path to the landing craft. Pretty simple, right? Well, hold your breath for a second there, Goose. Once you get the height down to something like 500 meters, the image screen at the bottom shows you your entry trajectory. This is the part that gets really tricky, as you have to balance your thrust and angle in such a way that you come down smoothly and at the correct trajectory. If your thrust is too high, you won't descend quick enough, and you'll overshoot and have to fly around again. If you drop your thrust down too quickly, you'll just plummet into the sea. The trick here is careful, considered movements rather than large changes which are almost impossible to rectify. This part is by far the trickiest part of the entire game. Let's be honest, if you actually had to do this in real life, it probably wouldn't be the simplest thing you did that day. Don't mean to brag, but I have managed it once, and it took me at least 30 goes.